my goodness, guys. The news for Marathon just continues on, and it just seems like it just keeps getting worse and worse each time we talk about Marathon. Reports of saying morale just completely in free for all right now when it comes to at Bungie. And I think it's going to fall even faster now because this recent news, dude, it's just like, I think it solidifies that this game is not going to release in 2025. From just the initial reveal being kind of underwhelming, right? And then you had the actual alpha become an actual like true out in the public alpha, which did not go over very well, but still has critiques, but still something positive there to talk about. And then you had the stolen art situation, which didn't work out very well right before the Play May to kind of give you guys some ideas about what's happening, where they were going to showcase the things that are going to change for the game and stuff like that. But the stolen art situation basically kneecapped the entire stream and only just made things worse for Marathon. I'm just like, man, can this game catch a break? Is there any moment where like Marathon is just going to be like received well? I mean, I played a ton of it, played the alpha, really enjoyed it. There was definitely room for a lot of improvement there, but there was something special that made me want to keep playing the game. But I don't think it's going to be happening in 2025. And the newest report for Marathon is just not good, man. It's like, oh God, I'll just show you right here. Reported saying that Marathon delay likely as Sony cancels all paid marketing plans. Oh God, that's not good. That's not good at all, man. This report comes from Colin Moriarty. If you guys recognize that name, he's formerly part of IGN. Now he's kind of out doing his own thing now. So this is a pretty legit source we're getting this from. A guy who has connections within the industry, giving some industrial type connection information. And so I'm taking him at his word as this one right now, because right now it's like, over at Bungie, when it comes to Marathon, it's a complete mess. And I would totally believe something like this actually happening. And so if Sony cancels all their marketing plans for Marathon, this leaves only two actual situations that can come from this. Either Marathon is getting delayed to whenever it needs to be delayed to, or the game is going to be flat out canceled. And we'll dive into which one is probably the most likely option that we're going to see for this game as more information comes out. We'll definitely follow on the channel. Make sure to subscribe and follow. Let's get right into all of those juicy details. So yeah, Colin Moriarty mentioned about this, saying that all the paid media marketing was removed for Marathon, and saying that it's considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile. Quoting from the podcast, he said, "I was told by someone familiar with marketing plans in a key overseas market that there are no plans to do paid marketing for Marathon at all. I don't know if those plans are affected by what has recently happened or if that was always the plan or whatever, but it is considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile." Now, with marketing completely pulled from Marathon, at least this summer, it's like, to me, it seems like there is no absolute chance of this game ever releasing in 2025. But like I stated earlier in the video, this means it's either going to be a straight up delay for Marathon or it's going to be a straight up cancellation. And I would probably lean more towards to the delay side of things rather than full on cancellation. Because if you guys remember, Bungie was bought out by Sony for $3.6 billion with a B dollars. That is a lot of money to get picked up from Sony, and this was back in 2022. So they're trying to get their money back for sure. And Marathon was one of those games that Bungie was selling this to Sony, like, hey, you guys want to jump in on this? You guys are going to want to get on this? We're doing marathons, extract shooter, new genre, kind of high, cool, fun, exciting times. You're going to want to pay a little money for us to be part of your team, right? And this was supposed to be one of Sony's big cash cows, because there are super high hopes for Marathon. Even just showed right here that internally, it's mentioned from Paul Tassi, specifically mentioned that the studio is aiming for nothing less than a top 5 selling game on the sale charts for the year. So like, this game needs to absolutely pop off. They're really expecting big things for Marathon. And I'm just like thinking, like, from what I play, it's like, I just don't ever see this game being that popular. I see it catering to a sizable audience, which could be sustainable in some kind of capacity. But when you're looking to be a top 5 selling game, that is a huge bar to try to hit. And right now, Marathon's just not at that point content wise, or really even as a game as a whole, to really get that chance or opportunity. I think even an extraction shooter as a whole is just a little too hard of a sell for casual audience out there to hit that really high mark, which then actually makes this whole situation even crazier because they were looking to release like a couple months before Grand Theft Auto 6, the same day as Borderlands 4. And they're like, no, we're going to be a top 5 game within this insanely difficult situation when it comes to the release window of the game. That's just wild timing that they thought. That's some confidence, man. But yeah, let's talk about the most likely outcome that's going to happen from this removal of paid marketing. Is I'm assuming that this game is probably going to get delayed to 2026 in some kind of capacity. And I think it's really just because of the whole art deal where they literally have to scrub through all the textures in the game to make sure nothing was stolen. That means Bungie is all hands on deck with the situation, greatly pausing all their other type of things they're working on right now. This is priority 0 that they need to figure out right now. And I think this actually might have given Bungie the time that they actually need to hopefully fix the game. Maybe Sony will go like, okay, well, let's delay the game so you guys can figure this out. And then we'll release it maybe like during the summer or something like that. We'll give it like a full year's worth of delay. Release it like in, I don't know, like July or something like that. So really the plagiarism could actually be angel in disguise for Bungie. So they actually have time to work this stuff out. But my guess is that Sony is probably going to give them just enough time to make sure they can scrub through all the art, then still push the game out. But again, if you do that, I highly doubt that this is going to be a top 5 selling kind of game. If Sony wants to do this right and actually give Marathon the opportunity to be that kind of game, it needs at least a full year of extra dev time, fill out more content, and just give the players more things to do in the game. So let's go to the more wild, inflammatory part of this entire video about saying it could be canceled. Could Sony actually cancel Marathon? You know, we bought you back in 2022 for $3.6 billion. We need to see that money back, and you guys have completely dropped the ball when it comes to the performance of Destiny 2. Has not gone well since Sony's takeover of Bungie, or at least a partnership of buying them out. And so they're looking to get their money back through possibly Marathon. And from what they saw from Bungie right there, I'm sure all the reviews and everything else that's come along with it hasn't been good either. And of course, they had to cancel another project over at Bungie, and I think they're still working on like another codename one, if I remember correctly. So it's just not looking good right now for Bungie as a whole. Could Sony just kind of come in and just cancel the game outright? Because Sony has been on a canceling spree recently. Ever since Hiroki Totoki came in as the new CEO and kicking out old Jim Ryan, who was on the obsession of trying to catch the next live service, there's been a lot of cancellations. It's been kind of wild. And we talked about it a little bit on the channel here, but you can see, so these are a list of all the different live service games Sony has either posted or completely canceled. These are all some of the release ones that actually came out. Some of the ones that were in progress, which, I mean, Fair Games is still technically in progress, but like we talked about earlier on the channel, I highly doubt that's actually going to actually make it. I think they will fully cancel Fair Games because I see no hope for that game at all. But now we see Bungie also has Marathon that's currently in the works. Again, like Gummy Bears was the other Bungie spin-off kind of thing that they were looking to kind of work on as well. But all the canceled ones being the God of War one. There was like a sci-fi one, Twisted Metal, The Last of Us multiplayer was canceled, Spider-Man live service was canceled. I mean, there was another one. It's like there's so many different types. And there was also a Bungie canceled one as well, right? Like I talked about earlier, which is just kind of wild to think that like all these have been canceled. And so what would stop Sony from going even further and canceling Marathon? Because they are not happy with the current discourse around the game. The reveal was underwhelming. The alpha was just didn't really click with a lot of people out there. It's just been really pretty much nothing but negative news about the game. And even though they wanted to release it this year, clearly the art style, which was like the one shining gem of this game, end up being plagiarized. And it's like, do they need to just completely just go back to the drawing board for the game? Are they gonna cancel it? I mean, I wouldn't throw it out the window as a possibility. I think it's something that's unlikely, but it's something that we've been seeing Sony going pretty crazy when it comes to their cancellations. But like I said earlier, I think most likely we're gonna see a delay of this game. Forever how long, it depends on how Sony views the whole thing. This stolen art situation is legitimately like a legit reason to delay the game, right? But again, we're gonna see how long to actually delay it. I just don't see this game releasing in 2025 at all. It's just a wild situation with Marathon. I want this game to succeed. there's something there that's special with Marathon. I think that we're not going to get any other kind of game out there at the moment. It just needs more time to cook, man. We need more things to do in the game. We need different kinds of weapons, a much better UI experience. I think you need to rework some of the heroes and stuff like that. The art style, which was good, just definitely needs some change for sure, especially the outdoor exterior areas, which just not what they need to be either. It's like, man, there's just a lot. There's a lot. They need to completely like overhaul the game to really make it ready for launch, which I think is going to take at least a year, maybe even 2, honestly, when it comes to a game like this. But they have like what the Bungie said, they have like 300 people, some odd people currently on the game right now developing it, and 4 months away from release, which we haven't heard anything official if they actually are going to delay this game. They did state that they are looking to do more playtest style kind of things rather than one big alpha beta test was going to happen in August was the original plan. Yeah, stated right here that another report claimed that after a mixed reaction to the closed alpha, Bungie pushed back its marketing and pre-order plans that were supposed to go live in June, and the big open beta was replaced with public playtests. So it sounds like something kind of similar for all the Halo fans out there who remember like the good old days of playing the flights. Maybe something a little more similar to that, where much more tightly focused kind of experiences that we're looking to play test. But man, it's tough out there for Bungie, man. I feel bad for these guys, but geez, they kind of dug themselves in his own situation. We're definitely going to see what the official news is going to be, if there actually is going to be a delay of this game. I'll cover it here on the channel, guys, so make sure you give yourself a subscribe. If you made it to this far in the video, I hope I earned your like as well. If you guys want to see some more content from me, check out these videos right here, talking about my experience of playing the alpha from Marathon. And yeah, it's good, but needs some more time, like I said earlier. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.